If you're looking for an easy e-signature solution for your document, this session is for you. Hi, I'm Anil from marketingautomationfocus.com. Let's dig into it. Today, I'm talking about a platform called FlexiSign. FlexiSign allows you to get your documents e-signed with Audit Trail, and as they mention on the screen, as you see on their homepage, uh, it's legally binding and compliant platform. So regarding that, I gotta mention disclaimer here that I'm not an attorney and this is not a legal advice. The reason is that I cannot validate, I'm not an expert on determining or validating if a platform is indeed uh, a platform that allows document signing that is legally binding. Uh, Based on your use case, your personal or business needs, and whether you are located in which part of this world, which country, which location or region. Typically, if the platform is compliant with a bunch of certificates, compliance certificates that I'm going to show you in a bit, then more than likely you will be compliant. But then again, I cannot advise or be responsible for whether the your documents as you're getting the e-signed, whether they're legally binding and or compliant or not. So use your judgment. You test it out. Make sure that you consult a legal professional for your need and use case. And so, having that out of the way, let's dive into it. On the screen, you see FlexiSign's homepage. Their website is flexisign.io. FlexiSign spelled FLEXISIGN, FlexiSign. So flexisign.io is their website. And so I'll just cover, in this video, I'll just cover the features as part of introduction, just an overview of features and pricing, and then I'll quickly show you roadmap, and then a blurb on support, and then I'll take you inside of my own FlexiSign account, and there I will show you what I have done so far in terms of testing and trying this platform myself. So now you can see that they got the features as mentioned here. And your document, your region, they have several regions for us to store our documents, and that may be important depending on the use case or requirements. Then, as they say on their website, enterprise grade security and compliance. They have compliance SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, ISO 27001 colon 2013 compliant, GDPR compliant, HIPAA compliant, PIP EDA compliant, CCPA compliant, Australian DPA compliant. So depending on what compliance you need for your business and use case, is hopefully it'll meet your requirements. Now, what kinds of documents that you can actually get signature? Pretty much virtually any document. For example, sales contracts, non-disclosure agreements, which is NDAs, invoices, vendor forms, HIPAA forms for healthcare, internal compliance documents, new hire documentation, educational documents, or consent forms. So, ton of use cases as you may have. And then how does it work? You basically upload your document or use a template that's already created that you may create and sign it, and then you're done. So basically, it's as simple as that. And I'll show you a few things as I mentioned before. So let's go to their features page here. Uh, Now, so let's just look at very high level features: custom branding, custom reusable templates, as I mentioned, team templates. So you can have a team that is actually assigned or have permission for certain templates. Now, support multiple file formats. I believe I've tried Word documents, so it definitely supports that, and I'm sure that it does support PDF. It kind of shows here XLS, but I'm not sure. It does say Excel, OpenOffice, PNG, JPEG, HTML, and more, but I've only tested Word document, and I'll show you when I take you back into my account. And then you quickly reuse and resend frequently used documents. That it has that feature. Interactive data fields, I haven't tried that, but apparently they have that neat feature. Multilingual support, my need is English. I haven't tried other languages, but it does have several languages that it supports in for sending documents for signatures or e-signature. Multiple document bundles you can do. You can attach as attachments for when you're getting your document signed. And you basically streamline the workflow. It's pretty simple, and I'll show you when we get there. And then, like I said before, it has Audit Trail. Okay, so and it has the activity tracking, automatic reminders, and it's pretty much streamlined approval process. So that's pretty neat. Collect legally binding signatures with minimal effort, self-signing features, signature requests, in-person signing. I have not tried in-person signing. Signature sequencing, which is like who signs first, and so that's pretty neat. That's absolutely needed in my opinion. So it's got that guided signing. It guides through the process of signing. Mobile signing, I haven't tried that one. And then sign via a shareable link. I haven't tried that one, but that's pretty simple stuff. Sign via QR code. This is neat. This is something that I want to try. But for now, I haven't done that or tried that. So, and then you can embed signatures into your preferred tools as you wish. I haven't tried that either. There's tons of features here. They're pretty neat. That once you actually set your workflow, what works for you and or your business, then it got the feature more than likely. And they're working on a bunch of features requested by some of us, including myself, and I voted on some. And I'll show a quick glimpse of roadmap in a second. And so that's pretty much it. Let me just quickly go to pricing now. Pricing plan is interesting. They have 5 year plan or signing up option. So when you sign up for 5 year plan, that means you pay for 5 years, and your monthly pricing is based on that 5 year payment. So you pay for all 5 years uh, at once, and that effectively comes out to be, for standard plan is $5 per month, billed every 5 years. Business is $17 per month, billed every 5 years, and enterprise is a customizable option even for 5 year plan. Now for yearly plan, then standard plan comes out to be $7 per month, billed annually, and then business plan is $24 per month, billed annually. Okay, and then custom, you can do custom enterprise plan for yearly option as well. Now for monthly is simply monthly standard plan is $14 per month if that's what you prefer, and business is $49 per month. And the enterprise, again, you can do a custom plan that you want to pay monthly. Okay, now let's go to roadmap really quick. So here's a view of their roadmap, FlexiSign roadmap. As you can see, there are a bunch of items right now. There are some in review, some in planned, and some in progress. In progress, look at custom brands, web forms, payments, signer attachments, KYC, I guess it has to do with know your customer or know your client or something along those lines. KYC verification, which is I think is really neat feature. And then there's another one down here. So they're working on some of these features or all of these features under this section in progress, obviously. And the planned ones are document editor and Google Workspace extension, signature verification tool. So I'm definitely interested in document editor. And in review items, there are a bunch of them. So, and you can actually go there and enter your feedback or feature requests. So now let's get inside of the FlexiSign account. So here's the inside of my own FlexiSign account. And let me point out first thing, which is my favorite thing is that an app or platform, how clean it is, or user interface, clean and clear, almost like minimalistic, and not overwhelming anything, and how intuitive it is. So I would say 99.9% of the things that I have noticed so far, they're fairly intuitive. A couple of things confused me a little bit, but one is probably just because if you're new to the platform, but they might want to improve on that, and I'll point those out. And the other thing could be just simply improvement as they go and develop this platform. But basically, to me, in many ways, is pretty much ready uh, for a business or for a person to use for document e-signing. Okay, so now let's look at some of the UI features here. On the left sidebar, it's very simple. On the top below their logo is a new document button that allows you to just start creating a document, and then they have a section called manage documents. Now this one is sort of by default is an inbox, as you can see here, inbox, which shows as an inbox icon where all the documents are listed. So that's your default dashboard, so to speak. And then it has draft, sent, completed, almost like email type draft or sent or whatever. And then it's on top of that, it has completed section. So which is I really like this. And it's just simple, it's obvious, intuitive, no questions there. Filter documents, you can filter your documents that you have, waiting for me, waiting for others, whether a document was declined by anyone, and then whether if you had an expiration date, whether that document is now expired. Okay, and then there's a folder section here, which is neat. If you want to organize within a workspace, you can organize your documents by folder. So just as a trial, I just created a test folder. By default, it actually folds the view, which is probably a good thing. I think at first I was confused a little bit because I thought, like, what happened to my folder that I created? But just if you notice that, oh, it's actually folded up, so that's why I couldn't see. But when you unfold the folders section, then you see the folders that you have created, right? Okay. And then in the center, most of the user interface is the list of all the document, whether depending on and whatever the status may be, with the subject, recipients, last change, and document action that allows you to do various things. So and on let's go first talk about the top right. Top right, you see the workspace name. I have created one here, and then to the right of it is the avatar. Both of them are pretty much the same menu at this point, I noticed. And if you want to, I almost missed when I clicked on it, or I was just looking at this menu, but I didn't realize that in order for me to select another workspace, how do I switch to it? But there's right there under my nose, switch workspace. So I created that, and then you can switch right here, switch to this workspace, whichever one you like, right? You can rename them. You can manage the team. All right. So since you're here, there's no switch to this one because you're already here. Okay. I'm going to go back to it. Okay. And so that's where the workspace is. Maybe it would be nice to have a menu item right on the top here. Like we have documents, templates, integrations, members, compliance. It's kind of like a tab or section or whatever you want to call, to have workspace here as well, unless there is a plan to use this space on the top and in terms of UI design. And so now your default dashboard is your documents and an inbox of document that lists everything. So you can see I have down at the bottom most, I have one that was declined. I declined it because I was trying to work through how come I was not receiving emails for the documents. So as you can see, these two, I've not done anything with it, and I've not received any emails. So I found out that there was an issue with, let's just see here. Let's click on this one. So in this one, I was trying a plus sign, Anil plus test client, right? For the first one. Okay. So I'm just going to go back. There is no go back here. So I'm just going to have to click. Maybe there should be. Right here, you can decline. You can't download because it's not signed. You can print status and some of the summary here. So let's go back to the document. And so it basically, if the document, it says it's sent, so sent from the platform point of view, but the email never arrived. So that was because of the plus sign. So I would suggest to them that there's no security issue when it comes to sending a document to a specific email address with a plus sign, right? So what if a client wants to use that? So I don't see, unless I'm missing something, that plus sign shouldn't be an issue. So that's what happened with these two. I was trying, then I figured out that that was the plus sign issue, and then I tried a couple of times here, this thing, and then let's just go to this one. So as you can see, there's no plus sign, and I was able to sign it. You can move it. There is some history, and then again, there is no back. I guess the back is just click on document because that's where you or I was. And so now in terms of options for each of these, you can, for the decline ones, you can check history and you can move to as an option. Okay. And then the one that has been sent, you have either you can sign it right here if you are the one who needs to sign it. And then resend, move to history, or you can void it. So voiding is also a good option. Like it's not decline per se, and you're just voiding it for whatever reason. If you need to just edit the document because you can't edit the one that you have already sent, so you can just void it and then start all over with a template or a fresh new document. Okay. So and then if the ones that are signed already, that are completed, you can move to some place and you can give you the download option for the document, and you can also check the history. So when you click on download, you have the document itself that was signed and then certificate of completion. And so right now they're separate. You can do all, but they're separate files that get downloaded, right? So I'm not going to do that right now. But there is a request for combining the download, meaning in one single file, not like zipping it, but one single file, including that. So now look at the top right below the avatar. This is a filter option. You can filter by status and date, and or date, and then search this inbox and folders also. So this is a pretty neat feature. I like that. And you can reset it, or you can apply whatever you selected. If you click the filter menu or option here, it closes the box, which I like. And over here, this says on the left side underneath the inbox text, it shows, showing all documents, obviously, as mentioned before. And it kind of, every time you come to this documents section, it refreshes. So it gives you the current status. Okay. And when you click on edit, so this is something that I would like them to uh, kind of improve on, because when you click on edit, all it is actually filtered. So it's the same menu filter. So it's okay to have filters right here, which is easier rather than me moving to the right, all the way to the top right. So filter options should definitely be here as well, in quick reach. But this is not editing, right? So if I click on a document, when I select a document, all I get is move feature. Well, uh, it could actually give me the download and history buttons here, or maybe not. I don't know why this move is here when you select it, um, because there are other things that I might want to do too. So this is it's it's fine to have this feature here, but if we're going to do this, then I might as well, as soon as I select this, anything and everything that I can do after selecting a particular document, then why not put it either just one place and not half the options um, on the top here with a button. Either don't do it, or do all of the options that are available once you select it. So that's one blurb. Let's go quickly to templates. I've created one, and you can create a document off of a template. That's the whole point of the template. And then you can edit or delete the template. Okay, so you edit. Now when you edit, you can edit the recipients, document title, message, document settings. In terms of, you can select compliance. There are two compliance here, so might as well just talk about this right here. AATL compliance, EUTL slash EIDAS compliance, and then signed document storage location. I just happen to choose United States, North Virginia. And document validity and notifications area, very nicely put together, these sections. And expires, you can choose, I chose 7 days. Alert 1 day before expiry. This is actually selected by default, which is good, I think. But if you don't want that, you can unselect it. Auto reminder is not selected by default. I like to have auto reminders, so I enable that. And remind every day, and since it's 7 days, maybe every day is too much. Probably for a short time period is probably okay, and remind someone 3 times max. And the max reminders is up to 5 that you can select. So I think that's reasonable, because even if the document expiration was 30 days, let's say, you don't need to have 10, 15, 20 reminders. You could go by weekly type reminder, every few days. So I think even with 30 days, I don't know about 60 days. I don't know if I would ever want to give someone that long period before the document expires, before they sign it. So even with 60 days, then you don't want to do it even every week, I guess, right? Because if you're giving someone that much time, there is no point in reminding every week even. So from that perspective, I think in my mind, that's the reasoning. So it's probably fine. Up to 5 I think is manageable, and certainly enough, I would think, unless we actually run into some specific use case. Now, just to mention that when you have EUTL/EIDAS compliance, then the signed document storage by default is, I believe, Germany, Frankfurt location. So I just, chose this for whatever reason. I'm in the US, and even though I want to go for this EU type compliance, I just chose the document to be stored here. If because of the compliance audit trail, if it's needed for me to actually store the document, signed document and certificate uh, in in the EU region, then of course, then I would choose that. But that's, again, it depends on your requirements and needs. For your personal or business needs. All right. So now let's go to so I can either cross out, close out, or go next. Then it goes into the document. It's not quite editor, but it's document editor in the sense of actually placing or changing the fields. And so you can see, we might as well talk about, and this menu shows up when you actually create a document, even without the template. So right now we're in the template edit mode, or editing the template. So we have a bunch of choices, and then for settings and everything that we just talked about, then it gives you an opportunity to. So it doesn't give you an opportunity to edit the document, because the document editor is not ready yet, it's not available yet, but it allows you to edit the template in terms of changing or replacing or adding, removing various fields. Now, on the right side bar, you see I like this view. It's a page by page view. What I would love to see would be like page 1 of 27. I think this document is really long. I have 27 pages or whatever, and the signature piece is like way at the end, and I don't have text type fields here. I was just playing with it. So I have some space. So that's something, when the editor gets released, I would be playing with that. So now let's scroll down. So if they had this feature of page 1 of 27, then I could just type, page number random, or just 27, and go straight to the end without having to scroll. So in this case, I obviously need to scroll, and I'm going to click here. So this is somewhat a bug, I think. Let's see here, because I clicked on the page 23, and it jumped to page 24 for some reason, and my signature page is 23. So I don't know, maybe this is because of the Word document, because it does say that Word document is, oh no, sorry, the PDF is preferred. And then I have the signature field. It's required with red asterisk here. And the only thing I can, if I resize it, it just maintains the aspect ratio, which I think it doesn't need to maintain aspect ratio. Other apps actually allow you to stretch or resize from all four corners. So that's something I would highly recommend. And if you want to delete this field, you can hit that delete icon. And then date signed is an automatic one, so it doesn't have required or not required, because it's the system stamped date signed automatically. So if you put this one in, then there is no option for required or not, right? And so that makes sense. uh, Editable date is here. So editable date, you might want to have a date that you want, um, that someone can actually edit and put the date, if that's the use case. but typically I don't use this, at least for my use case, and I just use date sign. So whenever a person signs here, the date is stamped or actually filled in automatically, I believe, from the system. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this now. If I came here and I didn't want to save it, I just want to close it. There is no close button. There's no back button. So I'm just gonna have to do save. Okay, and now let's go ahead and create document. So now, as you can see, I can't add, you can't add any recipient or signee, uh, or signer in this case, because your template didn't have it. But I would actually like to see the feature where, even though I'm starting off from template, it would be great to have everything editable. Um, Now, you may have a use case where you have your team member or VA and you just want them to use the template. Then in that case, they won't be editing. Um, well, they could create the document and not allow editing or anything. Then it should just simply go to the documents tab in a draft mode and you just create and not even have to worry about this. Maybe the VA or your team members can actually be able to change, but you see this role is not editable. So this is something one has to think hard enough that when you create templates, what's the significance of this and what do you say, what the role is here. In some cases it might be needed, but in some cases it may not be needed. So I'm not sure. This field may be okay to not editable, but when you create a template, then this role should be optional and not required for us to name or fill this field out for role. Okay, so in this case, when I started with template to create a document, then all I have is I can close out or I can send, but I can't have a draft status of a document created from template. So I think that I would highly recommend to have that option, that instead of sending, just have a draft button here, save as draft or something. Now, if I cross out, okay, then it doesn't do anything, obviously. So it's not giving me a document in a draft mode and come back to it. Okay, so that's one observation. And also, if you create a document, so I'm going to create a document really quick. So as part of a new document, I chose upload. And for upload, I chose upload from computer. And it says preferred format PDF. Not sure why. Maybe because, some things may not look um, kind of good in terms of formatting when the system converts the other formats into PDF um, format. So because even though I uploaded a Word document, docx format file, uh, once I create this draft document, this turns into, I believe it turns into PDF at that point, or maybe later after signing or something. It actually converts this document into PDF. So now I'm brand new. Okay, so let's just so brand new document that we're creating straight from upload, not from template. And okay, and and then I'm gonna just leave. You have authentication choice here. If you choose that, then you have options for how do you authenticate someone, email OTP or SMS OTP, which you have to activate the integration, I believe, from maybe Twilio. I haven't checked that. And then the third option is access code. So you create a code and you give them an access code, and they will have the access code to authenticate who they are and they're the right person. Then the private message, if you wanted to send, and selfie verification. So this is part of uh, this is part of all the settings. So authentication, private message, selfie verification, and then you can add a recipient. So I'm not going to do that. Quickly go here, and it's the same document. I just chose to do that. You can change the title, you can change the message here, then you can change the select the document compliance, whether it's AATL compliance or EUTL. And as you can see, by default is Germany, Frankfurt is the default, and especially if you click on EUTL, EIDAS compliant, then it's the Germany. You can choose other location as per your need uh, and requirements, and then do all other settings here. So now I'm going to go to next. And let me just quickly, as soon as this loads, again, it would be great to I'm just going to scroll down. I'm going to do this, and look how it's showing. It should. So I'm not sure if this is a bug, but when I'm selecting a page, and maybe this is because of Word document that I uploaded and the formatting got messed up, and so it's the system or platform, FlexiSign platform is looking at the PDF or some converted format from my Word document that I uploaded. So now it's the page numbers and the text what shows up at what page, yeah, whatever. So it shouldn't be showing like this, right? If I'm selecting page 23, it should show me the full page, but in this case it's not. So I'm just going to now show, okay, signature, okay, it's the client Anil, it's required signature, obviously, because that's what you're doing. And I want to have this, although it's not required, but I want to stamp automatically. And then either you save or send or cross out. I don't know what cross out is going to do. That's kind of confusing. But it may give you the option of discard changes or save and close. Let's just see here. Okay, save and close, but let's just cross this out. Okay, so that's good. But I'm going to show you something else. Save it, okay, which is fine, it stays here. How do I get back? Right? So save it is in the middle, I guess. Then I would have to close it out and then say save and close. So now this is in draft mode on the top. All that good. The date formatting, I would like for them to allow us to set the date format per workspace. Okay, each workspace for all the logs and history, the way the date and time shows up. It would be good to have that option, because in the US we use I use month first and then day and then year. Typically for these kinds of things, if I'm dealing with international clients or whoever, then I like to kind of, on the documents itself, over here might be okay to have month, day, and year, but typically then I go year, month, and day. Uh, that way, there is no confusion. People can actually see that it's like in that order: year, month, and day. Okay. Now let's look at the options here. So there is no edit option. Okay. Move to history, delete. You can delete because it's in draft mode. If it's already sent, then you cannot delete, which makes sense. So now let's say continue. Okay. So it gives you an opportunity to uh, you know, uh, put your fields and change the fields, almost like editing, but not quite, right? Because there is no document editing feature as yet. But let's say you came here, continue, and then you said, no, I don't want it. And you don't want to do anything right now, and you cross out to close out on the top right, and then you get this modal pop-up box. Now you say save and close, and yeah, you want to close, but I didn't edit anything, so I don't need to save again. And if you happen to click on discard, boom, the whole document is gone. It's a draft document. I think that needs to be improved in terms of the user experience, and sort of. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something that is intentional. I don't think so. It's not. Um, Kind of, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, that's the minor thing in the entire platform, it seems. A couple other things, but this one is kind of, I think, I didn't expect that. It was a shocking, and my document is gone. So I have to recreate document. So that's why it's kind of more serious, on the serious side of things. So okay, so we talked about documents tab or section. We talked about templates section, integrations. There are a bunch of integrations here. I'm waiting for Pabbly integration. I don't use Make Form. I do have Elbato, so Elbato would be neat. Zapier, I'll talk and show you a quick view of what I've tried with Zapier. And still, I haven't done enough. I've just barely created a simple Zap just to see how I can set things up. And then I connected my Google Drive um, uh, to this, and you can open the folder that you have connected. Um, or in terms of setting, all you can do is just disconnect. You can't change anything. And so here, when I activate it, it actually creates in the root of your Google Drive a folder called FlexiSign, and then a subfolder which has a name of the workspace. So in this case, MAF. That was cool, but I would like to have a feature where we can specify a folder, and then like in any folder on my Google Drive, specify a folder where I want the documents to be saved from this workspace. So it would be okay as an option to allow it to automatically create FlexSign or FlexiSign and the subfolder with the workspace name, which is fine, but it should be selectable as an option, so that if we didn't want that, then we could, save in whatever folder and we're done. If we already had a folder and we didn't want the Flexi sign and the workspace name folder. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're using it. Other stuff here I haven't tried. And now let's move to members section. In members section now, I do have FlexiSign support team turned on, and you can see when I turned it on, and you can manage access by clicking this button, which is also true for if you're adding anyone as part of your team or client to this workspace, then you can, it is really granular permission or access level. So I really like this feature. It's just so good to have permissions, because it makes things so much easier and granular at what level you want to assign someone to have access to what. And you can, select here, and it's so easy to do it. Okay. So if you want it for this user, just click here, full access, then boom, everything is selected. You unselect, but then it unselects only these. So there's some logic behind that. I haven't played around with that, but so I'm going to cancel out. And let's go back to the integrations. I mentioned that I'll show you. I forgot about the Zapier Zap that I have created. So here's I'm showing you the my one of my Zapier or Zapier, some people call it Zapier account, uh, and I just created one with FlexiSign. It's based on your API, uh, access code of your account, as well as the workspace ID. So that's good. So that's how you connect FlexiSign app or platform to Zapier and start this Zap. And so you select that, and the event right now is only a new document is created. Now, this is I'm still testing it. I'm not sure. Um I think it's created only when a document is sent, but for some reason I was not the test wasn't passing for some reason. Maybe there was a delay or something else is going on. So I haven't done a proper testing, but so you do that, then your account, then I had selected the API and stuff, and then what then you say trigger, but this one is a little bit confusing because this step requires selecting a template. So I don't know if a document is created and that's what triggers this zap, then I'm not sure what the importance or significance of the selecting the template is, because my document could be totally different. I may not have any template at all. Then I won't be able to create a Zap if I didn't have a template or didn't want to create a template. So since I have not tested it fully, I don't know what the significance. Maybe it would make sense once I test it thoroughly. So when it went to the test phase, so it showed up today. Uh, Previously, it wasn't passing the test. So I'm a little bit confused, but I'm guessing that it's listing the first three most recent records. So three most recent records, and that record, because I only have two that are completed and one that is sent. So I think the Zap would trigger based on when a document is sent. Um, but I need to do more testing. So that's why the two docs are probably the one that were sent and completed, even though I had two sent that never had emails sent to them for them. So, but since it was the third last that was sent, that's why there are three. Two of them are completed ones that were sent previously. So, creating a document trigger is probably not just creating in draft mode, but you actually sent them. Most likely, that's the case. And then if you select the action, then you could do maybe a Google Sheet that you want to list your documents that you had sent, and then do all kinds of automation. You could send some messages, I guess, for automation. Maybe, I don't know if there's one Slack option like over here. You can send somebody a message that, hey, we sent you the document for signing, or the process has been started. That kind of automation. Maybe you can do some automation with some of the email platforms that you have to send messages or emails, but that won't be part of the signing process per se, right? So, or you could do Google Drive that you want to save documents, in a specific Google Drive folder. If you didn't if you didn't want the Google Drive integration, which right now is somewhat limited, right? So there's tons of options. So I'm just not gonna talk about this anymore. This video is already pretty long. So now let's talk about compliance. So I'm in compliance tab or section of FlexiSign, And as you can see, it's enterprise grade compliance. They have SOC 2 Type 2 certified certificate there for you to actually download. And I'm going to show you in a bit how the certificate looks like. But you basically have SOC 2 Type 2 certification, and then ISO 27001 certification, GDPR compliance certificate, and then a certificate on compliance as a federal law enforced in Canada based compliance. And I'll quickly show you that certificate as well. And then CCPA compliance certificate that has to do with California. And then there is an Australian compliance certificate as well. So my plan has all these certificate of compliance, and I believe that when you sign up, you will have access to, or you will have the capability of this compliance. You may not have HIPAA compliance based on your plan. And the way the HIPAA compliance works is because HIPAA compliance requires you to have a BAA. So that's Business Associate Agreement. Now, that's an agreement between a HIPAA compliant entity, like maybe some healthcare facility that they have to be, they're required to be HIPAA compliant. And now, if you're serving them or they're using this platform, then there has to be an agreement established between this platform, which is FlexiSign, and that HIPAA compliant entity. So that's how it works. And so for each workspace, you would need to request a BAA. Okay, so that's how that works. And I'm not actually showing you the process because I believe that first, you obviously need to have an entity name, a HIPAA compliant entity that you are requesting this BA for. So I don't have any, and I don't need to request one, but that's how it works. So when you request a BAA for this specific workspace that you're working in, then you will receive an email, and you go through a simple process of accepting this agreement. And then when you provide all the required information for this BAA, then you actually receive that BAA, and this will be activated for the workspace that you requested for. So now let me show you 3 or 4 of these certificates, how they look like for compliance. So this one is SOC 2 report that shows the compliance. It's a 49-page document of their assessment. So you can read all about in the certificate, and you can actually download this certificate as well. This one is on ISO 27001. In this case, it's specific ISO /IEC 27001 colon 2013. And you can see the certificate issued for this compliance. This one shows the GDPR compliance certificate. The certificate is in the form of this report, and this one is a 16-page document. So you can also download this and read all the details. This one shows the CCPA independent assessment report. So it's a CCPA compliance report. It's a 10-page document, and you can download this one as well. This one is the PIP EDA compliance report. This one is for Canada. So you can download this one as well. As you can see, it says it's a comprehensive federal privacy law in Canada that governs the collection, use, and disclosure of personal information by private sector organizations. So this PIP EDA, I don't know exactly how you say it, but it's the one for Canada, if that relates to you. So the last thing I wanted to quickly show you is how the certificate after signatures are completed looks like. So this is how it looks like, and I'm not showing you the complete. Let's go scroll to the left or right. The reason being that this certificate has IP address, and I don't want to show this here in this review video. And one comment here, well, actually two, is that it looks beautiful. The design of this signature certificate is really nice. It's got the information, basic information. Important one is on the certificate. That makes sense. Otherwise, what's the point in having a certificate? As you can see on my name, in my case, when I was doing selfie verification, my camera didn't work even with the permission. So I just had to click the verify. So it just took the sort of a shot of that icon. And only other comment I have here is, or observation, that for some reason the signature area, the Flexi signed by the signature, and then this number here is, I'm guessing, is the full number, the document set ID. Set meaning it's the certificate, um, or actually the document itself. If there were more than one document, or document had attachment, then it's a set, and that's a single ID, identifiable ID for um, for tracking and auditing purposes. I believe that, I mean, that's the whole point, that this certificate or is for specific document set. Um, and so this flex assigned by the signature, this area looks not as sharp. I'm not sure what's going on. It would be nice to have this. There's no reason for this to show up like kind of a smudged type image here of the signature. I mean, the whole sort of field or widget of signature that got pasted here. So I would like to see that. That's just aesthetics. And like I said, I'm not sure if IP address on a certificate is required for some compliance reason, but I guess it would be okay. But I didn't want to uh, show it on here for this review. So I think that's pretty much it. Hope this helps you guys. And for chapters, look for chapters, and any special link to get FlexiSign. Look under this video. Bye for now.